hello. Welcome to this mini lesson. As you can see, in this case, I am going to be speaking English because this this mini class, is connected with vocabulary. So I would like you to be able to listen to the pronunciation too, apart from seeing and learning the words. So in this case, I am going to be delivering the class in English. Don't worry, because I will be speaking slowly so that you can follow me, and you are going to be seeing the information on the screen too, so you can also read from there. Okay? I hope that you are ready to start. And before we begin, thank you very much for watching this mini class. I really hope that it is useful. This is connected with vocabulary that is related to food and especially connected with the different meals that we have during the day. I am very sure that as nutritionists, when you speak to your patients in Spanish, you use these words a lot. So I think it is very important that you can also learn how to say and how to pronounce these words in English as well. So if you are ready, we can start. Okay, let's begin by talking about the different meals that we can have during the day. Yes? First of all, we are going to find the breakfast, then lunch. We also have the brunch. We also have the snack, the tea or tea time, and finally we have the dinner or supper. We are going to be learning about these different meals slowly and one by one. Okay, so let's begin with the first one. The breakfast is the first meal that we have at the beginning of the day. All right? In the screen, you can see a picture that can help you with some of the food that we usually eat during breakfast. After that, we can have the lunch. Yes, this is the meal that we have usually around midday or noon. This is another way of saying midday, which is at 12 p.m. more or less. And also on the screen, you can see some food that we can usually eat during this meal. Sometimes, instead of breakfast or a lunch, we directly have a brunch. Brunch is a combination between these two meals, breakfast and lunch. We usually have this meal late in the morning, yes, so in the late morning we can say, and maybe we eat some food that is typical from breakfast and lunch, yes, like combined, yes, because we are skipping one of the other meals, yes, so we eat directly this meal. Usually, this happens at the weekend. Yes, maybe on Sunday or Saturday, people skip breakfast and they eat directly a brunch. Okay? All right. After that, we have the tea or the tea time. And this is a light meal that we usually have in the afternoon. Yes, maybe at 4, maybe at 5 p.m. And it's some food that is accompanied usually by some tea or coffee, yes, or a smoothie, together with maybe some cookies or other food, right? Okay, and then we have the dinner. Dinner is a word that is used to refer to the main meal of the day. Usually, this meal, we eat it in the evening. But be careful because in British English, sometimes they call dinner to the meal that they eat in the middle of the day because that is the main meal of the day for them. In some cases, this is not very common, but it can happen. All right? And another word that we can use to speak about this meal that we have in the evening is the word supper. Supper is a word that always refers to a light meal that we eat in the evening. All right? And they sometimes use it to replace this word dinner when they refer to the meal that they eat in the evening. Okay? All right. Now that we have seen all the different meals that we have, we are going to learn how to call the different steps in a meal. Yes, usually a meal has three different courses, yes, or parts when it is a complete meal, right? And these are the words that we are going to use to mention or refer to each of these parts. First, we have the appetizer, which is something small that we eat at the beginning of the meal, maybe a salad, maybe some soup. After that, we have the main dish, which is usually the most important part of the meal. Sometimes we can eat some chicken or meat or fish in this main course. And after that, we have the desserts. This is something sweet and usually small that we eat at the end of the meal. It can be some ice cream, maybe a fruit salad, yes, or just a piece of fruit. Okay, good. Moving on, we are going to be learning some words that we can use to describe food. There are many. Here I am going to mention only some, and after these words, I am going to mention some structures that we can also use to describe food. Okay? Good. So let's begin with the words, the vocabulary. First, we have the word tasty. This word is referred to something that is very nice, is pleasant to eat, you like it. Uh, it can be similar to delicious, yes, something that you like and that is full of taste. It has a strong taste. Something similar, a similar word is flavorful, which is a word connected with food that is full of flavor. You can identify the flavor of the food, the ingredients, yes, that make this food. And the opposite is flavorless. Okay, this is the opposite of flavorful. So flavorless means without flavor. Yes? Okay, another word that we have here is healthy, and the opposite, unhealthy. Something healthy is something that is good for your health. Okay, so for example, fruits, vegetables are typical to describe this word. Yes, something that is healthy. And then maybe unhealthy can be, I don't know, a burger from McDonald's. Maybe it's not very healthy, so we say it is unhealthy. We have also another word which is nutritious. This word describes some food that is full of nutrients, yes, that has many nutrients in it. Then we also have the word sweet, which is some food that tastes similar to sugar, yes? And the opposite of sweet can be bitter. We also have another word which is salty. Salty refers to some food that tastes like salt or that contains a lot of salt. Yes? An example could be, for example, crisps. Yes? That contain a lot of salt. We also have some words to describe the amount of fat that the food has. There you have the words low fat or fat free. Yes, low fat is with, it has some fat, but the amount of fat is reduced. And fat free is some food that has no fat. Yes? We can use this to describe some dairy products, yes, yogurt, milk, for example. We also have the words homemade and junk food, yes, or fast food there. Something that is homemade is made at home, yes, it's not bought or processed food, yes, it's made at home. Good. And then fast food or junk food, as I mentioned before, is usually food that is not very healthy. For example, the food eaten at McDonald's, yes, or maybe a burger or something like that. Good. And now the structures, yes, I promised. Well, we can also describe food using structures, and the ones that I'm presenting here are really very useful for you as nutritionists, yes? The first one is rich in. This is to describe some food that is full of something, yes? For example, in this case, I wrote salmon is rich in vitamin D. Why? Because salmon is full or contains a lot of vitamin D. This is the meaning of rich in. Then we have high in or low in. Yes, this in the case of high in, it's similar to rich in. It means that it contains a lot of a nutrient. And if I say low in, is because it doesn't have much of a certain nutrient. For example, brown rice is high in fiber. Yes, it contains a lot of fiber. And finally, we have two more expressions which are a source of and helps our body. So a source of is similar to the ones that we mentioned before. Yes, we use it to refer to some food that contains a certain nutrient. For instance, I can say that eggs are a source of protein, right? Because they contain protein. And if I say that certain food or nutrient helps our body do something else, I am describing what this nutrient can do for our body, how it can help it. So I can say, for example, that vitamin D helps our body absorb calcium. Yes, these are just examples. You can use these structures with any nutrient or any food that you want. All right? Well, so this is the end of this mini lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed it and that you can incorporate this useful vocabulary in English. And remember that I am also leaving an activity that you can download and do to practice all this vocabulary. One more time, thanks for watching, and I see you in the next mini class. Bye bye.